Okay. You can go up this. How about that? Hi guys. So today is actually going to be a different video than I had originally planned. Who knows, maybe I'll get ambitious and make 2 videos today. Oh, sorry, the weather outside is horrible and I'm looking at it and it is just getting worse. Anyway, so welcome to my channel. Today, excuse the noisy chair. Did I get? I did. I want to talk about family. I have quite the messed up family, I guess. I never want to talk about it, but I need to. I need to get things out. For my own health and safety, I guess. My own emotional health. But I lived with my mom until I was about, well, fully lived with my mom until I turned into a teenager and started hating life and everything about life and all that. I met my dad that I remember for the first time when I was 13 or 14. I had just turned 14 or I just turned 13. I honestly don't remember. I do remember the trip, which was amazing. He lived in Hawaii at the time. And so I got to go and visit him and my brother, AJ, while they lived there. Please excuse my cat. They've seen the weather and now they're freaking out too. Anyway, in Hawaii for a month. That was absolutely awesome. And there were things that happened. I was a teenager, you know, it was what it was. I enjoyed meeting my dad. I enjoyed meeting my brother. I had a lot of fun. And then, of course, my mom and her manipulativeness, which she was always the best at. I went back with my mom. I also had an opportunity to stay with and, sorry, my heart rate is still really high. To stay with and live with and go to some pretty cool schools in California with my grandmother, my mom's mom, my grandma Linda. And then my mom again stepped in and manipulated me back, which happened throughout my entire life. I know, like, my mom was an addict and an alcoholic all of my life. She, I guess, is now in recovery. She's been in recovery for being an alcoholic for like 27 years, 28 years, something like that. Which I am very proud of. I am very proud of her for that. That is hard. I know. Being a recovering addict myself, I know. But I don't let it, I don't let it be the excuse that she wants it to be, or I feel that she wants it to be. Me and my mom don't, sorry, I'm trying to add a little light on this side. We haven't talked at all in so many years. I can't even, ooh, that's better. I can't even think of how many years exactly. No, Blinken. Say hi to Blinken. She is our blind cat. She has no eye here and one eye there. I don't know which side they're on right now. Anyway, back to my mom. It has been a lot of years. I know she has a Facebook, or she started one, like a few months ago, or like 6 months ago, or something like that. I requested to be her friend. Of course, it hasn't been answered. My sister, who is, she just turned 19. No, that's wrong. She just turned 18. That's right, because she's 8 months younger than my oldest, who is almost 19 now. So, me and her used to talk off and on, but I've been removed from her account too, so I can't even get a hold of her. I honestly have no idea. I haven't tried recently to call the number that I have for them. The only person from my mom's side of the family that I've heard from in any recent time was my great aunt, and it was a political thing on Facebook, so it is what it is. We all have our own political people that we like and that we don't like, and I'm not getting into that. That's not what my channel is about. My channel is about family and health and life in general, you know. So I have 3 brothers on from my mom. I have only half siblings. I have 4 siblings from my mom, and then 2 from my dad, and we're all half. But there's my brother Spencer, my brother Kendall, and my brother Brady, and then of course my sister Autumn. Those are all from my mom. I talk to Spencer every once in a while, which is nice. I love hearing from him when he was little, of course, because there is a 10-year difference between me and him. I used to hate him. I loved him, don't get me wrong. It was a sibling hate, you know. He's getting into my stuff, he's doing this, he's doing that, you know. That's my car. I had this little red toy car that, I think it was a convertible, actually, and it was a cherry red convertible, and my dad can attest to this, because it's his favorite too, but that's my favorite vehicle, and it was well before I knew that my dad had one, a long time ago, and he now has his new vehicles, which are awesome. One day, I will drive those things. Bet me. Anyway, so, you know, the only one I didn't get to grow up with or raise, was my sister. I didn't get to see her born or anything. I was raising my own child. My son was 8 months old when she was born. So, all the years that I wanted a sister, and she waits until I have my first child to have another girl. So, like, we just fell apart, and what I hate the most, honestly, is that I do love her very, 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 very much. I miss her. As much as I love to hate her, because there is that in my heart too. I would love to see my mom. You know, especially this time of the year, and that everything that has gone on in these last few months has made me realize how little time we might actually have, you know. I told myself I wasn't going to cry. But, you know, I'd love to see my sister. She was gorgeous the last picture that I saw of her. She was always gorgeous, and she's gotten even more so now that she's grown up. And just seeing that what my kids are going through after losing their dad. No, I'm crying. I'm okay. But, like, it's hit hard. It's hit really hard. All the family that is around me or near me, I haven't talked to in years. A lot of the reason being because of the way they treat me, the way they act around me. I am the product of two abusers, not physically or anything like that. I meant, drugs, alcohol, stuff like that. I get it from both sides. And it's hard to, I don't know what she's looking at, to have that and then live with the one parent who is actively using, and God, my hair's driving me nuts right there. Not have, for a long time I was very, very, very anti-drug. I did drink off and on a little bit here and there, just as a teenage rebellion, really. But until I was 16, I never got into any hard drugs. I did start smoking cigarettes when I was 11, so there's that. But, so for 26 years now. But it hurts. I want to see my family. I want my family to want to see me. I just don't feel that they want to. Nobody ever replies to anything that I send them or anything, and I stopped. Because this is a two-way street. They can come to me too. Just about anybody who lives around me or knows me or whatever knows where I am or how to get a hold of me or who to get a hold of to get a hold of me. There's really easy ways to find out how to get a hold of me, and I'm tired of being the one to try to initiate it and then just getting shut down. So, on to the, I guess, better part of all of this. My dad's side of the family, I have met a couple of them. I met my Aunt Cookie, and I am very, very sorry that I don't remember everybody that I met. I did thankfully get to meet my grandparents before they passed, which was awesome, because they passed just a few short years after that. So thankfully I did get to meet them. My dad's mom and dad. My Aunt Cookie, who has been amazing in helping me figure out all this health stuff, giving me the names of the tests that I should have them run, whether the doctor gets back to me or not, totally different story, but they're always there. My dad is amazing. He's always, always there for me in any way that he can be, and, I love that about him. He's amazing. I love his humor, which somehow I think I got a good amount of his humor, even though I was not around him for a good majority of my life. But I don't think that's necessarily passed down through nurture versus nature. Because my humor is interesting. But, I love his political point of views, and I'm not going to get into politics, but I'm just saying I do. I got to meet my cousin Bill. There's so many more that I want to meet. I want to meet my other brother, Steven, and his family and his wife. I've talked to Steven's wife over Facebook and whatnot. It's been a few years, but I have been able to. And, I love that I'm getting closer to that side of the family. I've kind of dropped off the map recently, just with everything that's gone on in my life, but it's not because I didn't want to, talk to anybody or anything. If somebody talked to me, message me, or somebody ever wants my phone number, whatever, fine. I will answer that call in a heartbeat. The crap part about all this situation is my dad's side of the family aside, not including them, my ex-husband's family, who is, my ex-husband's now deceased, they were closer to me than my mom's side of the family, you know, and it's just, I want my kids to know their grandparents, you know, like, I grew up knowing a good amount of, I knew my great-grandma Welker, and I loved her. She was like my life savior. I got to meet I believe she was my great-grandma Bach. When I was little, you know, like, there was a lot of that family that I did get to meet, or I got to, hear about if they, you know, were already deceased or whatever. But, like, it was just, as soon as I decided to get away from my mom and I married my ex-husband, and yeah, I was young. I was a month from 17, but I needed to get away from my mom. I needed to get away from all of her crap. I knew she was going downhill, and, like, she would go uphill and then she'd go down, and then she'd go. Just a roller coaster ride with her, and so, you know, but that was life. I was used to it. That's what it was. It was what it was. But I would love to be able to go have coffee with her or something. The last time I talked to her was in 2019, I believe. At the very beginning, because originally I was supposed to go to Idaho Falls, which is the town that she lives in, or at least lived in as far as I know. I don't know anymore. But when I spoke to her, like, I asked if she wanted to go to lunch. I was going to pay for it, you know, like, I had the money. It was no big deal. When I talked to her, it just felt like she just really didn't want to do it, but she was saying okay, you know. And I got really worried that I would show up there and she wouldn't. And in the end, it ended up being that I never did call her back or anything, but my appointment got canceled and I had to reschedule for a different town. So it was what it was. But at the same time, you know, I wish I wouldn't have heard that inflection, I guess, in her voice that told me, yeah, this isn't gonna work. So that's where my mood stands right now. Like, I don't know, it seems like the worse my health gets, the worse my emotions get, and I can't just shove them down and hide them, and I know that's not good to do anyways, but it's something that I just naturally do. And it kind of sucks. But I have my family, I have my kids, I have Brian, who I adore. He's such a brat, but I love him. You know, I miss my oldest because he does live 40 minutes away, you know, and I actually just texted him earlier. I was like, hey, do you have to work today? And unfortunately he does, and he's like, why? And I said, because I miss you guys. Oh, here I go. I miss you, and I want to spend some time with you. But, you know, I'm going to make sure that I make more time for him. Because this last year I felt like I didn't, and I feel horrible for that. But I also knew where his dad was on his journey of addiction, and I didn't want to be a part of that, because I finally, you know, I'm almost, well, I'm about 3.5 years clean now, so, you know, like, I don't want to go down that road again, and I was afraid that if I spent more time with Jeffrey, which meant I would have to be in his presence, that, it would be like that, and I just didn't want that, so, I'm gonna make more time for all 3 of my children. I never want them to feel like I do with my mom. I love this, and I love that I keep it in my room. My daughter got me this. On a day that I wasn't doing so good, and Mother's Day was around the corner, and I've had it hanging up ever since, and I put it up over here because I want to start vlogging from here, and this white spot right here will be covered. I will cover that in my other video, so go watch that one too, because I think I am going to put out 2 today. It'll probably be later because I still have to edit, but I probably won't edit this one, honestly. This one I'm going to keep how it is. I'm going to upload it. So, anyway, all we need is love. And it's true. It's all we need. And the love that I have, I don't know if I can put this back up. The love that my kids give me, nope, okay, is so unconditional and so joyous, you know, like, Nikki has his anger issues, Jeffrey has his anger and wanting to be older issues, and Kimberly has her, I'm a girl, I'm 13, I've got gazongas and, you know, being a girl. But I want to be there for all of that, you know. I don't want to miss any of it. So, please call your family if that's all you can do. If you can physically be around your family, give them a hug. Tell them you love them. I don't care if you just walked in the door and said, hey mom, love you. Go over and give her a hug. You know, like, you don't know what you've missed until it's gone. And even though my mom is still alive, I don't feel like she is. I feel like I buried her years ago. And it sucks. So, go tell your family you love them. Give them a hug. I love you guys. And I appreciate everything you guys, all the support from you guys. Because that's my number one. So, thank you.